Shalom, everybody. Happy Passover. Chag Sameach. I hope you guys are having an incredible time in this extraordinary period. The Kabbalists say that after the night of Passover, after Leila Seder, by drinking the 4 cups of wine and having the matzah, all of the light, all of the radiant energy that we have received, all of that goes away. And now we enter into a new phase in personal growth and development called Sefirat HaOmer, counting of the Omer, where we count 7 weeks. Each one of those weeks corresponds to the 7 lower Sefirot, Chesed, Gevurah, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, and Malchut. And each one of those weeks, within that week, we're going into the 7 midot, the 7 traits of the particular details of that big global midah. And so we are counting essentially 7 weeks, 7 days, 49 days, going through this process of cheshbon nefesh, a little bit of spiritual auditing, if you will, where we take a real deep look at ourselves and what needs to be rectified from the side of the nefesh behemit, the animal soul, the animal drive, but we're also empowering and strengthening the good within us from the aspect of the nefesh elohit, the godly soul, the divine drive. 49 days until we reach finally the culmination of the 50th day, which is revelation of the giving of the Torah at Mount Sinai. So here's a little day-by-day insight into each one of the midot that we are working on for each particular day of the Sefirat HaOmer. Here we go. Week 1, day 1, Chesed of Chesed. The midah of Chesed represents love, pleasure, expansion, wanting to come closer. And the particular midah of Chesed in relation to the Nefesh Elohit is loving Hashem. And the particular detail of Chesed is loving those that love Hashem. So having feelings of love and warmth and appreciation for those that are learning Torah, that are doing mitzvahs. That's one aspect of the chesed of the nefesh Elohit. And another aspect is the love that we have for Torah and for the mitzvahs. So if you want a little exercise for chesed of chesed is think of someone that embodies love from Torah. Think of a particular tzaddik, someone that you know, someone that you are connected to, and just imagine them and really allow yourself to feel this love for that person that embodies Ahavat Hashem, loving those that love Hashem, that love the Torah, and allow that particular detail of chesed to be felt within you. Great. And now think of a particular mitzvah that you love. The Gemara says, "B'may avuha zahir tfei," that each person has a particular mitzvah that they just absolutely love to do. Everybody knows, for me, it's building a sukkah, sitting in my sukkah. I love my sukkah. So think of a mitzvah that you love to do, and just imagine yourself doing that mitzvah and allowing that feeling of love and warmth and appreciation to be manifest within you, strengthening that aspect of love for that mitzvah, chesed of the chesed. So the chesed of the nefesh behemit, of the animal drive, of the egotistical drive, is using the physical material world and having an attachment to it. That we are souls in physical bodies and we live in the physical world, and Hashem wants us to be human and to use the physical world, but in a healthy and constructive and productive way. When it becomes unhealthy, when the klipa attaches itself to us, is when we develop an over-attachment, when we start to love in an unhealthy way and crave the physical thing itself. So I'm sure everybody knows somebody who just absolutely loves their car and, don't touch my car, and they wipe it down with a diaper or something that they put too much importance onto, some physical thing. And so the tikkun for chesed of chesed is trying to bring our perspective, or the way we associate to the physical thing itself as not an ends itself, but as a means to an end. The Gemara says, "Ishana'a dirana v'kelim naim malchivim dato shel adam," that the physical material things that we have are there to be able to give us a little bit more clarity, a little bit more expanded state of relaxation and peace of mind, so that we can fulfill and live out our higher selves, our higher purposes. So the physical material objects need to be a means and not an end. So the tikkun for Chesed of Chesed is, think of something that you were overly attached to, that you put too much importance on, and see what that would look like if it was being used in a healthy way as a means, not the end itself. Just remembered it's Friday today, which means tomorrow, Shabbat, not going to be able to upload the second midah of the day 2 of Sefirat HaOmer, so let's do it right now. Day 2, Gevurah of the Chessed. So we said that Chesed is love for Hashem, and Chesed of the Chesed is love for those that love Hashem, or love for the mitzvahs. Gevurah of Chesed is an aversion towards those that do not love Hashem. Now, God forbid, we're not allowed to hate anybody. You can't hate your fellow Jew. Absolutely not. I have to awaken within me an aversion towards the fact that there is still klipa and ego in the world. There is still people that are not in alignment with Hashem's will. The world is not a complete expression of Hashem's will in the world, and that should not sit right with me. I can't just say, you know what, that's fine. They're doing what they want to do, and I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and that's fine. No. But Gevurah of the Chesed, of the divine soul, is when I see something that is not in alignment with Hashem's will, then that should not sit right with me, and that should awaken within me a feeling of aversion, a feeling of unsatisfaction, and that should awaken within me tefillah and prayer to want to bring more light to that situation and to bring more of Hashem's will into that place. So think of something that you see that is not in alignment with Hashem's will, something or someone that you see that is not exactly the living example of Torah and mitzvahs, and allow a feeling of aversion, or that unsettling feeling, that should awaken prayer, that should awaken a desire to want to change that, to want to heal that. So the Gevurah of the Chesed, of Nefesh Be'emit, of the animal drive, is having an aversion towards those that are trying to get me to change my ways. That because I have a love and craving for the physical material thing itself, Gevurah of the Chesed is having an aversion or hatred for those that are trying to keep me away from that thing which I desire. So the exercise for the Gevurah of the Chesed is, think of someone that you know that was trying to give you a little bit of musar, that was trying to give you a little bit of criticism, and just become aware of how that made you feel, how that created feelings of animosity, of aversion within you. Yeah, nobody likes to hear when we're being criticized, we're being judged. But the tikkun for the Gevurah of the Chesed is to allow ourselves to become aware of what is it that really pushes my button in regard to something when someone is giving me a critique or criticism or judgment. Chag Sameach, my friends. Shabbat Shalom. All the best.